How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Boxtalk. All good things come to those who wait. Billy Joe Saunders has been waiting, took step aside money, had to go through injury with Andy Lee.
Yep.
But now he finally gets his title shot.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, mate. Jeez, anything can happen.
Yeah.
These two.
He gets his title shot. In a 50-50 fight that will answer and legitimize, is Billy Joe Saunders as good as many people think he is? Going to the Chris Eubank fight, he was a clear favourite. And he was
clear favourite for what?
Billy Joe Saunders fight.
No, he wasn't.
Chris Eubank fight, yeah, Chris Eubank fight, he was a favourite.
Clear favourite?
He was a favourite.
No, he was not.
He lost in that fight. Because some people had that fight as a loss or a draw.
And some people think Chris Eubank won. They need to watch the fight again.
Yeah. He wants his credibility back. He wants his world title he's been waiting for over 18 months. Let's see, can he do it? Billy Joe Saunders, Andy Lee. Good fight.
Yeah, I definitely don't think this is a 50-50 fight, by the way. No way. I think it's more 70-30 in Andy Lee's favour. Andy Lee.
Okay.
Andy Lee's the proven world operator. Yeah. Yes, he might have lost. You know, people will market the Chavez Jr. fight and a few others.
Yeah, Brian Vera.
Yeah, Brian Vera, but he's been in there against them. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, look at Billy Joe Saunders, and you would say that he's clearly cleaned up the domestic division.
Potential.
Yeah, I mean, John Ryder, Chris Eubank was the big one as well. But as high as we were on Chris Eubank was still very unproven. And he kind of showed it in that fight. In the later 6 rounds, he put the pedal to the metal. And Billy Joe, like you said, was lucky. If there was one more round in that fight, you never know where it could have gone. But that's how boxing is. Where you look at kind of Andy Lee, and like you say, he's mixed it with the best. He's been in there, he's been in America, he's had it. And you look at all the middleweights, when they've done that round table, he's the last man standing.
Yeah.
It was Matthew Macklin, Murray and Barker, and there's Andy Lee. And Andy Lee, of all those three, was probably
at the time
the weakest. No, because he had come from America with a couple of losses.
Yeah, he's one of the British fighters, Irish fighter, but people count as a British fighter, that is not really known by British fans.
Because he's based himself in America. Yeah, it's not helped him in that sense. It's not helped him in that sense.
The thing about Andy Lee, though, which gives him not credibility, but gives him it, that he's travelled and he's trained with the best of the world. He's sparred with the best in the world. He's been a world-class contender and world champion for the better part of what, 8-9 years.
Yep.
From the mid 2000s. He's gone the harder road. And he's travelled. He's felt defeat. That makes two things out of a fighter. It either makes you just a perennial contender, or it makes you a champion. He's got the championship route. And now he wants to maintain that. In this fight with Quillen, he handled with another legit top 5 middleweight, which proves, guess what? I might have a shaky chin here and there. I might have a couple of losses, but I can still hang with the best of them.
I think it's weird because before the Quillen draw, you kind of had Andy Lee as like, you know, not a lot of people gave him credit for the Kobrov because no one really knew who Kobrov was. The fight at 154, which got him the Kobrov fight, he was losing until he found that equaliser. So you almost needed something to kind of say, look, rubber stamp, I am a legit champion. And I think the Quillen fight kind of said that for me. And I think you're right. I think fighting away from home, not having the home comforts, not having the big crowd behind you, he's have to do it the real hard way. And Billy Joe hasn't. People might say he hasn't really. I mean, he's been at home. He's never really fought away. He might have fought, from my recollection, I can't think he's ever fought away. He might have when he first came up, but every fight's been at his home comforts. And I think that could favour Andy Lee. When the going gets tough in a fight, knowing how to dig deep. Like you say, he's been behind and he's always found an equaliser. He's been in tough fights that he's lost. And the Quillen fight is the one for me where it legitimises him for me as a real champion. To beat Quillen, to get a draw of Quillen after going down early, says a lot about you.
Andy used to train with Manu Stewart, as I mentioned. And he used to spar Jermaine Taylor back in the mid 2000s, early 2000s. And he used to give Jermaine Taylor hell. Manu Stewart said most times Andy Lee beats Jermaine Taylor in sparring. He had all that type of potential, but that potential never really transcended into the ring. You know, potential is one thing, you've got to put it together mentally and physically. Andy Lee seems that he preferred to box more than punch. And be too smart and be too technically savvy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. When he fought Chavez Jr., he was winning the first 4 rounds, I think, or the first 5 rounds. And he looked kind of comfortable, but he was taking the heavier shots. But was kind of moving well, boxing well, into those heavier shots kind of wore him down. Because Andy Lee was not putting nothing behind his punches. Andy Lee has enough power behind his punches that if he puts his foot down, he could hurt you. But he never tried to hurt. Now, out of desperation, by being hurt himself, he's knocking guys out.
That's a very good point. Andy Lee brings to the table two things. You're right. We know about his boxing skills.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we know about the tough spars.
Yeah.
We also see a punch now.
Yeah.
I mean, his last 2 or 3 fights, Quillen, he hurt Quillen a few times. Yeah. Kobrov, we know what happened there. Yeah. And the fight, I can't remember the guy's name at 154. I can't remember his name.
Nowhere.
He's done that. Adam Booth link up as well.
Yeah.
Adam Booth, you know, like psychologically, mentally, and people might not say he's the best in terms of tactically training, but in terms of psychologically and mentally, not the best out there.
What do they call Adam Booth again?
What do you mean?
He got some crazy nickname.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
The tactician.
Yeah, no, that's something funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Like mad science, something like that.
I think it's something along those lines. And you kind of feel that little link up now, I think it's come perfect in his career. Because you know what Adam Booth was like, he gets the best out of you. And look, let's be honest, and I don't mean this as any rude way at all, people might say you're being rude. Him fighting Billy Joe Saunders in levels is a step down. You say it. I mean, if your last fight was Peter Quillen, before that was a world title fight, for Billy Joe Saunders, it's a big step up.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. So you kind of feel it's like, let's see where these match. And I feel like right now, Andy Lee is the higher fighter.
Before we talk about Andy Lee anymore, let's talk about Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders, not only Olympian, not only tough. Again, Billy Joe is a smart boxer as well.
Very smart boxer.
His ring IQ is very underrated, especially by homegrown by British fans. Know what I mean, when I watch Billy Joe Saunders, he's had his faults where he ain't trained the best, or he's come down in weight quite a bit and he's not been, totally in shape. But he always puts it together and pulls it off. Yeah. He starts with his jab well, he works the body well, puts combinations well together as well. I don't think he's the biggest puncher, but he hits with enough force to get your respect.
Definitely for his combinations well. I saw that live in the Eubank fight.
Definitely combinations well, yeah. And he's tough, he's gritty.
Why is he not getting enough credit?
So tell you why I don't get enough credit. Because when I look at
because when we always talk about who's the best British boxers, you know, you get the list. Yeah. Some are fighting for. Some have got weird fake world titles, and they're always ranked higher.
Back in the day, I used to go on all the boxing websites as my own profile. Now with Boxtalk, I'm logged in as Boxtalk all the time. So when I read articles, read websites and everything, I don't leave comments because obviously people done it a few times. People get back to you with all sorts of madness. So I read everything and I watch everything. When I look at every British publication or fan website that has pound for pound rankings, they don't have Billy Joe Saunders ranked.
Why?
They don't get credit. Now right now we've got a lot of champions. We've got what, 11 world champions, 12 world champions.
How many of them are real?
And we've got real good fighters right now.
Yes.
Yeah, but to no one give Billy Joe Saunders any credit.
It's strange, actually, isn't it?
Not one person gave him any credit.
Is it the Box Nation Fat Royal thing?
Yes and no.
Because before Flanagan won the world title, it was giving Flanagan credit.
So here's the thing now. If I read this, so I don't get sued. Let's use the News of the World. It's now gone. If the News of the World done their pound for pound top 10, I wouldn't care. Because the News of the World is not a boxing publication. But when you go to a boxing website or to a boxing website, guys that should have Box Nation and should be watching all the fights like we do, I expect them to know better.
Yeah, I still think
you got a point.
All the publications in this country, well, I say all of them, majority of them, I say 90%, are so Sky Sports fixated, they forget. I mean, none of them had Tyson Fury in the top 5 or 10 beforehand. But now all of a sudden he's jumped right back up. Yeah.
Okay. Billy Joe Saunders gets zero press unless he's having a fight.
It's a shame that for an unbeaten fight, especially after the Chris. It's almost like even with the Chris Eubank.
Eubank gets more press, obviously because of English, but still, again, the point I'm making is no credit.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that even in the Chris Eubank fight, it's almost like people have looked at Chris Eubank's deficiencies rather than look at what Billy Joe Saunders done. It's almost like Chris Eubank didn't know what to do and they started blaming the corner. No one looks at Billy Joe Saunders and says, what did Billy Joe do? Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders is doing, so yeah. How do you think this fight plays out though?
Honestly and truly, it's a very tough fight to call. As much as I like Billy Joe Saunders, I would have liked to see him with a world ranked fighter.
Me too.
I.e. top 10, borderline the latest top 15.
Me too.
Yeah? If he fought the likes of a Sam Solomon, who's a former world title in 2 weight classes, yeah, and he's on the slide. Even when Sam Solomon had the world title for Jermaine Taylor, you couldn't rank him more than 7th or 8th in the division. Yeah, that would have been a great fight for him. Yeah, because Samson's got a tricky style, but it's something that Billy does because he uses ring IQ and break him down and win the fight. We didn't get to see that. We only could base him off the Chris Eubank fight as his best opponent. And when you look at Chris Eubank's fall after that fight, you're kind of like, well, Eubank ain't doing much either right now with his opposition.
Agreed.
So you have to base it on that. So based on opposition, you have to make Andy Lee the favourite. But Andy Lee has shown that if you box him well and corner him, you could outscore him, and then he'll try to knock you out when he gets pressurized. Billy Joe Saunders hasn't shown no deficiencies in his chin.
Agreed.
Got a very good chin. He covers up well as well. When Billy Joe Saunders has been, what I think has been hurt or been tagged, he gets that high guard, kind of moves his head a little bit more, and he kind of gets into you and kind of works you without being defensive, which means that where he's keeping you away from hurting him by keeping you active on the defense.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So it stops you from working well. If you get to Andy Lee, I think he could steal a decision.
So who?
And when I say steal, and Billy Joe Saunders, when I say steal a decision, not controversial, I mean win, struggle, push it to the end, and get a split decision.
So you're saying Billy Joe split?
Billy Joe split.
All right, I'm going the opposite way, guys. I'm going Andy Lee, unanimous decision here. I've always said sometimes, and I always say it does come down to levels sometimes in boxing, and that's not taking away anything from Billy Joe. Billy Joe is a fantastic unbeaten fighter, but Andy Lee would also be an unbeaten fighter who Billy Joe's fought. Billy Joe's cleaned up the British division, the John Ryder, Eubanks, Spike O'Sullivan, and like you say, to me, there's a big gap between the British level, European level, and world level. And I think Andy Lee has mixed it in the better level. Yes, he's had defeats, but you can't take anything away from the Peter Quillen draw. You really can't take... Ryan has Peter Quillen as high as 3 or 4 in the world. He drew. I think people forget this. He drew with the guy ranked 3 or 4 in the world. And I just feel like what Ryan said was cool. Ryan says if you corner Andy Lee, you've got a chance. And right, Billy Joe has got a chance to outbox Andy Lee, because I think Billy Joe's a good boxer. I'm not having he's a better boxer than Andy Lee. I'm not having he's that even there's that equalizer Andy Lee has. So for me, if you get Andy Lee on the back foot, you could be in problems. You try and trade, you could be in problems. The best chance for Billy Joe is keeping it long, which is strange because Andy Lee's about 6'1", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". Billy Joe, we've seen him as about 5'9", 5'10".
I think he looks shorter than that.
Do you know? So it's going to be very difficult. If he can get inside and cause problems, you never know. But if Andy Lee keeps it on the jab, I just don't see how Billy Joe neutralizes that long. I don't think Billy Joe's ever fought anyone as tall as this.
No, he hasn't. Okay, but see, here's the thing about it though. Andy Lee, when he plays the long game, it doesn't play to his favour. It doesn't play to his favour. Billy Joe Saunders shown enough ring IQ and swagger and good footwork and balance to get inside and get under those shots. Yeah. The question is that he makes sure that when he gets in, he covers up because he knows that equalizer is coming. Yeah. But the thing with Andy Lee, and if you look at Andy Lee and look at his losses, he can be out hustled. Yeah. Okay, it was a few years ago, but when Brian Vera was actually serviceable.
That was Brian Vera.
Yeah.
That was
no, but that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But Brian Vera out hustled him and out gritted him, and you could basically say outmanned him. And Brian Vera is a much smaller athlete who should really be fighting at what, 147?
No chance.
Or 154. Back in 154 maybe at his max.
That was like 9 years ago.
At his max.
That was how many years ago was that fight?
No, 2000, maybe 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is that he can be out hustled. But as good as Andy Lee is, every fighter has a style that doesn't suit them. Billy Joe could emulate that style. He could emulate styles of being smaller, being cuter, being busier, and just being more aggressive. You put your head down, put it on the guy's chest, and work. And Billy Joe's got the gas tank to do it as well.
That's what I don't think he does have.
I think he's got the gas tank to do it.
I don't think he has. But we saw it in the Chris Eubank fight. Yes, it was a physical, tough fight. Yeah. But I think the gas tank ran. And one thing about Billy Joe is the weight.
No,
Billy Joe. I like to. We've said all about Billy Joe. We've seen him a couple of times where the weight's an issue for me. And remember, this fight's been postponed, cancelled, postponed. Hopefully, he's stuck on the weight. Hopefully, he hasn't gone like that. If he's stayed on the weight, then maybe he has the gas tank. But for the Billy Joe that I saw against Chris Eubank, look, Chris Eubank won the last 5 rounds. Everyone has said that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That doesn't say that to me. That's a guy that's got a good gas tank.
The reason why I think Billy Joe had the problem with the gas tank is that imagine jogging at a really slow pace for half hour and then basically sprinting for the next half hour. Yeah, it messes up your equilibrium. You can't balance it out. If you fight a consistent pace, you got one gear or go down one gear, you're still at a consistent level. When you stay at here and then you jump to here, that drains your energy.
All right. Well, I like it. We're both on different sides here, and I think I've been winning recently. What do you mean you've been winning recently? The last fight you lost. Which one? Oh, the Canelo Cotto.
Yeah, you lost.
Yeah. Before that, I think I've been winning.
No, you haven't. I
think I've been winning recently. I'm swear down. What's the last big fights?
Last year.
Last year, I ain't going back there.
Last year I won hands down.
Hands down, but you won.
I won.
This year,
hands down. Yeah. This year, it's been closer.
I'm winning.
It's been closer.
I'm winning.
No, you've pulled more big decisions off.
There you go.
I pulled off more the standard.
The little standard ones, they're easy.
No, but it's
I'm
still
called the
fight,
big ones.
Fight for fight, I think I'm beating you, mate, this year.
This year?
This year I'm beating
No
you.
chance.
I'm beating you this year.
No
mate.
chance.
You pulled off the big ones. I'll give you the big ones.
Before Canelo, what was that one? What's that one? Oh, you said Mayweather Pacquiao was supposed to be a close fight.
Did you say that as well?
No, I said it was schooling. That's a bit of a
I can't remember what you said for that one.
Jack will be gross.
Again, you pulled off the big ones. You pulled off the big ones. You pulled off the big ones. Yeah. But all the other ones, you ain't got nothing.
Alright, we'll see.
Yeah?
We'll see. Yeah.
I'm winning this year again.
Alright. Good fight anyway.
Good fight.
Guys, who wins this fight? Billy Joe Saunders, Andy Lee, great middleweight fight. Opens up a lot of doors for the middleweight division. Like Ryan says, take Golovkin out of it. Middleweight division is on for everyone. But I say take Golovkin out. Golovkin ain't going nowhere. So it's a tough one for everyone. But this is a belt. It's a legitimate belt. Who wins this fight? Lee Saunders goes down when? December 19th?
December 19th.
December 19th. This is his big
Box
card.
Nation.
Box Nation. Frank Warren, well done for getting this one on. Finally.
On the undercard, possibly Liam Smith as well.
Oh, you Liam Smith? Oh yeah. Liam Smith. Dave Matthews things are later, innit? Dave Matthews
February.
Yeah. Alright guys, tell us who wins. Leave your comments below. Who's got it right? Who's got it wrong? Who's winning this battle between me and Ryan? Thank you.
I'm winning.